they would openly comment about it. But you know, I'm sure it must have felt bad. But they would, you know, they would. Yeah, you know what I mean. They you know, they still turned up. They still tried new things. It was evident they were trying to find what would work best for them in the patch. And when this qualifiers, they've certainly found their footing. So that sort of resilience emotionally is certainly paid off in that sense. They're here in the grand finals. They themselves need 2 wins, of course, in this position to take this series. Yep. Well, let's see if they can do it. Or see if indeed Planet Dog could just ride off the momentum of that last game and really knock Mousesports down. Here we have it. Game 4 draft begins. What are we going to see? No surprises, of course, with the opening bans. Planet Dog taking away that Spartan IO, and Mousesports making sure 33 does not get his hands on the Darkseer.
So why do they not want him to get the Darkseer? Like, he's done nothing in NA. When he's picked, he's just garbage.
This guy is
just,
like, yeah.
But what? Like, okay, he owns on it, but what does he do?
Grant, there's something you gotta understand about 33.
Yes.
This guy is literally the next universe.
What if he doesn't qualify? Isn't Universe been at every TI?
To answer your actual question, they picked a Night Stalker Spirit Breaker with the Darkseer.
Yeah.
And they just ran at the safe lane.
I mean, that was one game of many.
Yeah, it was one game of many, but I mean, in this particular series, the reason why it's being respect banned is because of that particular game. They had a safe lane, I think it was Void and Warlock on Mouse.
Yeah.
And it was a Darkseer off lane, and they had support Night Stalker, support Spirit Breaker that just lived in Mouse's safe lane and just destroyed the game. Like, there was nothing they could do. So at that point, they were like, okay.
Well, he lived there and he called over all his friends.
Right.
Spirit Breaker, you want to step on this guy's couch? And he's like,
oh. And, you know, unfortunately, Venno is going to be in this game. Condolences to all the viewers.
Venno and Silencer. That's some nasty stuff.
And then the first phase Lycan. Obviously, it's been working out a lot, though. But, like, when you first phase a Lycan, like, what are you hoping? Like, what are you hoping out of it? Why don't you just pick your other support or something?
Well, I think that in this case, it can be countered, but because you already see the Venno, I'm pretty sure Thug does not play Venno.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you wanted Thug to play Venno, he would laugh and then just leave the game. So
makes sense.
Yeah, so in that sense, you can't really directly counter him with a carry. So normally you would think of stuff like Sven, for example. You would want to pick into the Lycan because it's really strong. But now they need another method of being able to deal with the hero. So in a lot of cases, I agree with you, just in general. But because of the opening that Mousesports put together, it is a very strong Night Stalker Lycan combination game.
And it's like you said, like, that's why they have the they have first pick, but they get that last counter pick of the first phase, right? Because they open Night Stalker, and then you see a Venom, and you're like, well, that's gonna be him. So we're just gonna scoop the Lycan now. It's not like it shows anything more than they show.
Interesting that they ban themselves.
I'm okay with that.
Radiant
Run some sort of awkward forest strat. Lycan a lot earlier, and Power Pusher and Venomancer need to set up camp.
Well, I just mean it's one of the few offlaners that actually does counter Lycan, besides, I guess, Tidehunter. And it's a Skylark classic.
That's true.
I mean, I'm sure they didn't, but I wonder, you know, were they trying to pick that? I mean, why Planet Dog played Beastmaster?
No.
Reserve time.
You don't think? You're pretty sure they wouldn't make that mistake?
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
okay. I don't know. It's a bit of a strange ban, I feel. It is a bit of a strange ban.
I mean, Mouz have already deviated from what they've been doing before, which was first phasing Thug's hero.
Not even just Quad.
Yeah, just Queen. But yeah, they're going a little bit left to center from the normal drafts. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah. It's yet to be seen.
And I love Earthshaker. I don't know how it's in Europe right now, but all the NA teams who play it, they're actually focusing like that. I mean, obviously Earthshaker's always going to get his farm because he can block the wave, actually control it a lot like an Enigma. But I think Swindle on Cole's been doing it the most. He's like level 10 by 10 minutes in, treads Soul Ring, doesn't even need Blink, he just runs at him, like you guys said in the other game. And Earthshaker with treads actually does so much work.
That is definitely an NA thing.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen that in any of the games over here. Have you? Treads Shaker?
If he's given a
I've seen it, yeah.
You've seen that? I've done it.
He's given a 1.
Wake up, Owen.
Tread Shaker? I've got to wake up to this. Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, it gives you so much mobility. And he gets like 1.4k HP at like a level 9 or 10. It's really insane.
He is tanky.
Shaker has amazing strength game.
What the hell? So it's
It's an off-lane Shaker, safe lane Venom, support Bane Silencer combination from Mousesports.
Okay. Putting it all on the line with Bane, very interesting hero.
I gotta say, they picked Bane after Warlock.
Yeah.
Oh.
into Night Stalker.
Yeah, I'm a little confused on the situation here. I mean, Bane, obviously, he's good if you want to, like, because it's going to be Night Stalker starting off middle again with the Queen of Pain now, and Bane's going to be with whatever mid-hero you want. Bane's really good. I mean...
So wait.
What?
What if they aggro?
What?
What if Mousesports aggro?
They could against the Lycan,
well, like,
but
Veno, Silencer, Bane?
That's an insanely good lane. Like,
I think Planet Dog will be prepared to dodge it though if that's the case. We've seen how musical the lanes can get between these two. But you could try and force it.
I think it's their best bet. Like, I think that's what you want to do. You want to shut down the Lycan in the laning phase because their heroes on paper actually suck at dealing with Lycan.
True.
Only really the Shaker and a Bane who can channel a Fiend script, which against Warlock is very unlikely, are good against it.
Yeah, but then you're giving up your mid lane pretty much because it's going to be a Night Stalker Queen of Pain middle. Do you really want, like, okay, you're shutting down the Lycan, but that Queen of Pain is just as scary, right?
That's why they've hit Thug's hero.
But, I mean, what hero can go against
it?
it?
Where's that DK ban, huh?
Dire team pick.
Lena's one of those heroes. I mean, he would have been good, but he would have got still the 2-on-1 lane. I just don't think they can aggro. I think it would put their mid in too much like trouble.
I mean, the other hero, the heroes that Thug is amazing on. Thug TA is still there.
10 seconds remaining.
But TA would need help.
But then surely so many
against Night. I don't. Why is Sand King just not a thing? I feel like he's actually the best hero in Dota right now.
It seems to be with these teams, the Planet Dog. I think they were only really picking it up when they had the Darkseer,
which is
like if they don't have that sort of setup for the multi-man burrow strike.
I know. I thought it was weird also.
I think he's the best hero in the game. Yeah.
And SEA like be all end all.
Well,
Planet Dog still looking for that offlane hero.
They could. Does he run mid silencer? Is that not a him thing?
No.
Nah, I don't think. I mean, I think they most certainly have done in the past. There's that side.
Yeah,
and there's the TA. So I think Thug will be happy with that. Even though, as you said, it's going to be tricky mid lane. I think this is Thug and Thug TA, Thug Quap. There's two big ones. But yeah, the 33 Tide is definitely something to be scared of. There's going to be this really good counter team fight the Planet Dog have, and we saw his Tide Hunter earlier, and it was absolutely phenomenal.
If they do Tide versus Earthshaker like they do the aggro, who actually, like, both are good versus melee heroes, right? Who is better versus who? The Tide versus Earthshaker 1v1.
I think probably the Shaker has the advantage.
Yeah. At least in the early levels, too.
Because I guess with the you don't really care too much about the Anchor Smash because the enchant totem to get the
CS.
CS.
You can preemptively totem. You don't even have to be in the creep wave to do it. You can just totem, walk up, hit, walk away. Or you can even use the Aftershock, basically how he uses Anchor Smash. Because they have roughly the same AoE.
Yeah.
So you can trade
them. That lane is
no, probably not.
You don't.
If it was the aggro, that's it. Yeah.
I think they want time.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he can't lay any of the early level wards down. They just get farmed up super easily. I think this is going to be a lane swapping game where I think it should be like counter versus counter. I still think middle lane's just going to be Quap Night Stalker, and that's just a pain to deal with. So I like the advantage there already. You get a Quap to level early levels, early farm, and it's a key to success. A major key.
So overall, you guys are saying that you do prefer Planet Dog's lineup? You think it makes more sense as such?
Yeah, I like Dog's lineup.
I like the early game, and I think winning an early game is a very big key to winning the entire game, as we saw last.
Yep. Plus they got 33 Tide.
33 Tide.
Absolute faith in this man.
Well, once again, I'm going to go watch it out there, with the brothers. I'll listen to your guys' great casting. I mean, almost as great as mine. I appreciate what you're doing, trying to catch up to me in terms of drafting, but have fun.
That's high praise.
I love Grant.
But here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Spartan coming in with the classic Spartan chant.
Oh.
Milan actually getting caught out by Garen. And maybe that little chant will work out. Yeah, the block's coming through. J4 Shadow Word heal. Is it going to be enough? In fact, it may be enough to turn around. No, they do get the first blood.
Oh, the deny.
Oh, the deny. Spartan. That chanting certainly powered that first blood and deny. MNT could be in trouble, though. He will drop the branch and start to tango. They are chasing this down. They'll be able to get quite a bit of harassment back onto Kaiser with the curse. Kaiser is taking a lot of damage. They're chasing MNTD. And the fairy is he actually going to live? The tango reject, is that going to be enough against the Shadow Word and the Shadow Strike? It's not. 33 with the level 1 gush does seal the deal. But overall, so the first blood goes to Mousesports. Kaiser takes a huge amount of harassment. We'll be fine because he has J4 with the Shadow Word by the looks of it. And 33 is just praying.
I think you're muted, Neil.
Rob!
You're good now, you're good. Yeah, but this is the second time today we've seen him level 1 Gush. He could be paying for it right now, though.
Yeah, with this Gale connection, and Spartan still being very close. He's got one Fairy Fire.
Wait, what? He didn't. Oh my God!
Surely he's not living.
No,
yet.
He's gonna die.
Yeah,
anyway.
MNT comes around with the Brain Sap and his availability, and there we have it. So a second kill for Mousesports at the back of all of this action occurring in their own jungle. See how the lanes are settling off. So indeed, this Queen of Pain Night Stalker combination in the mid lane for the time being against Thug. Up top, Skylark on the off lane Shaker, dealing with Swift Ending, safe lane Lycan. J4 supporting up on the Warlock. MNT is going to come across the mid lane, provide Thug that support that he needs in this very hefty matchup the Planet Dog are putting against him. And bottom lane, 33 tied, up against the safe lane Madara Venomancer. How is this going to go, Andy and Tsunami? Is there anyone that you feel does have the clear lane advantage?
Well, bottom lane is definitely going to be won by Mouz, no question. The level 1 Gush, while it did secure kill, it does hinder the Tide's laning ability. And in mid, I would probably say the Queen Night Stalker probably favored, so Planet Dog went that lane, and then, you know, top. Skylark is probably going to get a good amount here because it's a Warlock Lycan lane. Not really the best at being able to actually kill you, plus he fought a lot of regen. So I'd say Mouz probably doing good in 2 or 3 matchups. You're good now, I think.
I think you're not sitting on pulling it or anything away. No, it's working now. We can hear you now.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think your cable's loose or something.
Yeah, try Grant's. Use Grant's headphones.
Yeah, you're you're popping in and out, so.
Just switch headsets. Try that one out. Right, Skylark, yeah, indeed. CS-wise, he's only got a couple out of this. Swift Ending doing his best with the help of J4 to zone him out. Mid lane. CS between Thug and Kaiser, 6 for 3, 7 for 3 on the TA, 10 for 4 on the quad. The lead is there.
Correct, sabotaging there.
Typical NA.
Typical NA.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where, from a laning perspective, I would probably say that Mouz has the edge. But in regards to overall lineup and what it can do, like Warlock Tidehunter teamfight is super, super difficult to do anything into. And Mouz's lineup is not really known for buying mass BKBs. You're pretty much just looking at the TA and saying, okay, yeah, that's probably a BKB buyer. So Ravage and the Warlock Fatal Bonds as well is going to have effect pretty much throughout the entire freaking game.
Top. Skylark coming in to pull the creep wave around. Make sure they can get it back to safety to the farm. Mid lane, MNT. And Thug bringing Kaiser down low. He has no regeneration left upon him. Courier's just now out, so he does send himself out another pack of tangos.
Briefly, but
Middle lane actually going better for Mouz than I originally anticipated.
They're getting away with playing it super aggressively, pushing them back behind that tier 1.
Yeah, the Bane is proving to be much more useful in the laning phase. Even though his spells are really high mana cost. Spartan, did he just...
No, he went to TP, yeah, and then he saw Night Stalker and knew that there's no way out. Cancels the TP, and Planet Dog take themselves the freebie. Spartan comes across a little too deep for his own safety. Space for Madara on that bottom lane though. As you said, with the situation being that this Tide certainly would struggle in this 1v1 against the Venom. 3-3. Sticking to his favourite place, the jungle, where we can expect efficiency to hit its finest, the way that 33's played in previous games.
This seems to happen a lot with Veno. The heroes that he lanes against just leave. It was like, well, not going to get anything here. Time to try to find another place on the map where I can do something, get some value.
I guess once you get more points in Kraken Shell, you're willing to return back to the lane.
Yeah, the Plague Words will eventually just deal 0 damage to you.
Milan. Maybe seeing if he could find a bit of a wraparound in the mid, but MNT continues to stay very close to Thug. Top lane, bit of a go being made onto Skylark. Got off the totem. He's got a Fisher as well if he ever feels too much in pressure. And he's getting away with being able to stick very close to the creep wave. continuing to get a good amount of levels. Same pace as Fleur 3 is finding the levels in the jungle, both of them. Just on their way into level 4 at the moment. And comes across, just getting a nice ward down behind it to see if there's opportunities to go for the kill. And we'll know if backup comes in. Skylark gets gone upon. He has already used that Fissure. He only has the Aftershock passive to try and hold back Milan. Milan continues to dive, will get the kill. Spartan comes across, but not too much he can do to hold back the Night Stalker.
He immediately pings the cliff because there's no way Night Stalker promptly counter.
You know what would have been next level? If he used Hunter in the night.
Oh man, the massive bluff?
That would have been insanely next level.
Oh man. Mind game.
I probably would have done that anyway just because I have no awareness. But like, wait, he's gonna go under the tree, and then I would have saw the ward afterwards and felt stupid.
Really? Smartest play you could have made.
Yep.
Well, this mid lane, I've got to know, 40 CS on Thug in comparison to the 27 of Kaiser. It's been going amazing for the TA, despite that start against the Night Stalker Queen of Pain combination. The presence of the Bane certainly making an impact and giving Thug the start that he needs.
Yeah, the Bane kind of equalized everything, I think, whereas normally the Night Stalker is able to just walk in. Bane is pretty beefy for an early game hero. You know, at level 4 he still has 5 base armor, hits for 71 damage. And Brain Sap is a very effective nuke in the sense that if you're missing health, you get like twice the effect basically. So it's a 320 damage differential that you get by casting the spell, assuming you're missing at least that much of your own HP. And that means that Night Stalker, even with his very mana efficient nuke, can't trade. So yeah, the Bane definitely helped out a lot, but now the Night Stalker's got other things on his mind. Like killing Madara.
Let's see if he gets it. Chasing him down, they've got the Gush, the Gale, connects onto 33 and Milan. Madara pots the one charge, he's trying to block them up with the Plague Ward. He's going to go for the TP out. Does he actually make it out of it? He does. Nice escape there from Madara to TP straight up in the tree line. And he'll keep himself safe in that rotation. Come on mid lane, Thug. Manning up onto Kaiser. 53 CS now on this tier. It's 7.5 minutes in. That is an insane amount of farm. Bottom lane, Milan jumps forward with the Hunter and the Knife. Finds Spartan. 33 going very, very low. Spartan. He gets the +2. He gets the +4. He will fall down. But he got the intelligence. That's a hashtag worth.
Infinite scaling.
Why did Ty go back in? Did they think that they couldn't kill him or something? Silence, right?
I mean, he's only got level 1 Kraken. I don't think that was it. I think maybe he thought he was just dead anyway. Yeah.
Maybe he felt, do you think he felt that maybe he could get the Ravage and turn it around even more, catch both of them in the
level
off?
5.
But he's so close to 6. One more creep would have done it. In fact, this top lane attempt here, he's not even going to need the Ravage by the looks of it, but the Anchor Smash and the Chase Death was Swift. And let's the Echo! Oh, Skylark comes in just in time, and that is going to be enough to save Madara. Skylark could be in trouble himself. Swift Ending being kept alive by the Shadow Word Heal from J4. He'll go for the TP out, MNT. He doesn't have the mana for Brain Sap. But they keep that man alive. Ravage comes out, but it's a bit of a desperation play. The Sonic Wave does make it worth it. They'll get the Skylark kill. They do lose 33-4, and MNT continue to hunt. Does now have mana for the Brain Sap. Trying to get vision here with the ward. There's the Gale into the Brain Sap. Mousesports make sure that this trade's a 2 for 1. And overall, just really nice reaction there from Mouse, getting in just in time. And Skylark with the big old Echo Slam play to kick things off.
I mean, the Echo Slam was definitely really nice, and so was the Fissure. It's just unfortunate that it didn't result in a Lycan kill. If MNT
that would have
been
been the dream.
If he had any mana whatsoever when he came to that lane, that would have been a completely different story. But they did commit Ravage and a Sonic Wave to kill an Earthshaker. So probably not the end of the world for Mouse. Just in regards to getting more space to the TA, you know, he just killed that pretty beefy Ancient stack. I think it was like 4 stacks when he killed it. And then it respawned again. So he's accelerating his farm very nicely. He's 72 versus 42 CS. Kaiser at the moment on the Queen of Pain. Yeah, it's not even 10 minutes in yet. He's doing very well.
Even more so now with the tower goal going Mouse's way on the top lane. Tier 1 in the middle as well. Looking very vulnerable to being finished off by a push from Mouse. Spartan. Be a little careful, he's very, very low. At the Fatal Bonds on the creeps as well as that Shadow Word. He's going to tick down. He will go for the TP out, and that should be enough regen in the fountain to save it. Bottom lane, Milan making the attempt onto Skylark. Skylark, is he going to get himself out? He's not. could not quite get the stun off after the silence to hold back the Night Stalker. As Milan gets himself a good solo kill. Mid lane, Kaiser playing around with the Arcane Rune, forcing M&T to back up. Thug does come across. Kaiser's got the blink though. Back to safety. They'll pop the other trap slow, but Kaiser a little too close to that tier 1 for the Thug TA to continue the chase.
A lot of scrappiness going on here in this point match game.
Veil now complete. Onto Madara. Thug, 1100 or so away from having that completed. Desolator. Skylark, 1300 on the road to the Blink Dagger. There's a smoke up from Mouse, looking to try and do something about this push that's coming out from Swift. J4, Milan, and 33, and they do have Ravage. It's just come back online. Chaotic offering there as well. This is a great time for them to push in. They're moving in onto Skylark. He's got the initial Fissure to try and block them off. It's a good Fissure as well. They've got to take the long route round to actually get there. They'll chop down the trees to get in onto the action, but the global silence holds them back. Mouse still on the retreat, though. They have to respect these big ultimates that could come out. Spartan goes for the TP, immediately cancels it. He knows that he is in a whole world of trouble. The Fissure will be there, but it blocks Spartan in with them. Skylark couldn't really do anything anyway to save the silence, so he will be the one to fall. And they will get the chance to put some damage down in the bottom lane. At the same time, though, middle of Madara setting up camp with the Plague Wards. Kaiser trying to rotate in, but this placement of the wards is making it very hard for anyone to get close to this Inferno. So all in all, they did lose a silencer, but they do maintain control of that bottom tier 1 as Planet Dog don't find the team fight that they would have hoped for with the Ravage of the Chaotic offering. They do still have it for the time being, but they couldn't get that big impact down bottom.
I think it's actually a moral victory if they can even get as much. Okay, hold on.
Right around the shrine here, yeah, there's going to be time for TP reaction. There's the Golem drop though, catches 3 into the Ravage. The Poison Over was out, but the Sonic Wave to follow through. Mouse, they've lost 2. They're going to lose Madara as well. There's Kaiser, chases him down. They'll bring down the Veno, get the double kill for the Quap, and a beautiful fight from them there. As they head up to the high ground, drop all 3 of the big ultimates. And there is nothing that Mouse can do to react to that amount of damage at this stage of the game.
God, that was so nice. The Rock set up the 3-man Ravage. As soon as that happens, the fight's just over.
They gave up all the position. Wave off. I'm off in the distance.
Yeah, it should allow them to also kill the safe lane tier 1. Or do they just want to go for Skylark first? We'll see. Alright, they do have a ward, so they will watch him running around the jungle. I think they probably just take the tower.
I mean, Skylark would be such a high value kill though. They know he's not got that blink yet, and they can almost know that he's going to be close to it. If they can kill him here, he's going to go for the TP out. Golem not going to have quite enough damage on it.
That's really good awareness.
Yeah.
Saw 2 heroes that pushed the tier 1 tower. You're like, oh, that's right. Golem,
And they need that blink on the Shaker ASAP.
Does.
They've got to have some sort of big initiation. Yeah, he is very close indeed. And so here, he's going to have the 14-minute bounty rune and creep camp clear. That would certainly give him the money that he needs. It looks to be a no threat at that area of the map. Madara is pushing out the top lane, keeping the pressure up and keeping Kaiser and J4 busy up on top. The rest of Planet Dog's now starting to back up and maybe turn their attention towards the mid lane.
I think it says a lot when I get, you know, Mouse are probably waiting for Skylark's flank over anything else, but when you know the Ravage is down and you know the Chaotic offering is down and you still aren't showing any intent on fighting, it's a little bit worrying, I think.
Well, TA doesn't have a blink.
She does have the Deso though.
Yeah, she does have Deso, which is why they don't want to lose the fight.
Well, Skylark has his blink now, which means...
Yeah, I guess this is good. You don't need to go for any kills.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Vision on the entrance with the traps. You know you've got wall control. Sentries down all over the place for Mouse. Has yet to shield him. Still the other points. Rushing down to half. The man in the neighborhood. Skylark on the high ground. Bring him up. In fact, they may just look to see if they can kill this off. They are going to keep Thug in the pit, and there we have indeed straight up the Fiend's Grip, bringing the Night Stalker down low. They'll take it. It's going to be Milan down into the pit. They come. The global silence is there. Kamaz actually finished this off. They've lost the Bane. They do get it, but 33 snatches the Aegis, and Swift ending. He's found the double. The Ravage into the Sonic Wave. Mouse, they just mount. Triple kill for Swift ending. Skylark's not getting home alive either, as Planet Dog team wipe Mouse as they come up to the pit at just the right time. They snatch the Aegis, they brutalize Mouse's entire lineup again with this beautiful combination of spells.
33.
How does he do it?
33,
He doesn't even
God.
have a blink dagger.
Just walks in.
He just walked in, but
Walks
like,
in.
how? All I know is I saw Night Stalker dying almost, and I was like, well, he's massively out of position. Then in comes a shapeshifted Lycan, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty good. And suddenly I look inside the pit. I don't know.
No, they're trying to commit to defend, but immediately Planet Dog's hot on the case, jumping in, taking down Bane. They'll get Madara as well. Now starting to throw bodies aimlessly at Planet Dog in the middle lane, and that will give them the chance to easily take a tier 1.
Shaker have his blink?
He does indeed, and he has got the Echo. But with 2 men down, unlikely that he's going to look to make a jump at this time. He's got to wait for the Benno. They need an extra bit of a punch in these team fights. Thug needs that blink dagger. He's 1200, 1300 towards it. That last sequence of events, absolutely huge for Planet Dog.
You couldn't honestly get any better than that.
Yeah.
I mean, taking away the Aegis from a TA lineup in of itself is good enough. Even if you just snatched the Aegis and still lost the fight, still worth. Not only did they take the Aegis, they 5-man wiped them, killed 2 more heroes, including Madara, and took the tier 1 tower.
Is under attack.
Kill. A lot of kills.
Yeah, it's just...
Invisibility.
Mouz feel like they're kind of crumbling right now. It is match point. If they lose this game, it's all over.
The end of the road. Thug still looking very good. He is top of the net worth. That blink dagger is going to still come in great timing off the back of the Deso. Looking to be around that 18-minute blink Deso timing, which is absolutely perfectly fine on a TA. Start putting the pressure on the middle lane. They know that there's time where still there's no Ravage backup, of course, along with the chaotic offering. So it's a little hard for the Planet Dog to fight into this. Poison Nova's up. Echo Slam's available as well. In fact, he jumps. They've got the sentry down. They spot out Kaiser into the Fiend's Grip. And they will take down the Quap. Nice heads-up play there. No hesitation from Skylark to get that instant lockdown and to get a very big kill indeed. Thug picking up the gold. That will be more than enough to find that blink dagger. As Mouse as well with the Plague Ward. TA Deso push. Getting close to bringing this tier 2 off the map as well in the middle lane. Ults are back up though. 33. Goes in for the walking, trying for the Ravage, but he takes too much damage. The Cracker Shell taken off the global, comes in with the Ravage. 3-man chaotic offering. Madara does get the Poison Nova off. Can he get out? Skylark jumps back in with the Aftershock, holding back 33. MNT, Nightmare to hold back the Lycan. He's trying to get his team out of there. Madara going for the TP out. Is he going to make it? No, he's not. Swift ending comes in with a hard-hitting crit, and he's not done yet. Looking towards MNT. The Brain Sap, not enough to save him. MNT trying for a cheeky Ancient Deny, but it's not going to be the case. Swift ending actually loses the shapeshift form. He can't continue to chase that down. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Thug playing around with the weaker members. Fisher onto 2, takes down the Warlock. Deso, enough damage from Thug. He could go back in here potentially. Has the trap slow. They are healed back up. Thug, does he want to do anything crazy? He's thinking about it. He's got that blink. He'll turn, go for the easier gold as he takes down the chaotic offering golem. So Mouse are forced back for the time being.
Going for that rotation without the Queen is a little bit overwhelming, man. They had that tight under Aegis. Like, initially I was just like, wow, 33 is like really super confident because he's just walking into 5. I forgot that he had snatched the Aegis and he was begging to get his Ravage off, and he was mid-cast animation, Global came out, and then, like you said, they damaged him too much, Crack and Shell procced. Ravage came out, Chaotic Offering came out immediately after, but
This hit, they jump up to the high ground straight up with the Fiend's Grip onto Milan. There's no way to cancel it. That's going to be Night Stalker down. Kaiser forced to back off. Madara landing the slow onto 33. He's going to go for the TP out, but the Nightmare's there to cancel it. Mouse, they're not only going to get themselves a Night Stalker, they're going to look to get the Tide as well. Fisher's there to control him. Jump ball from Skylark with the Enchant Totem, and Spartan gets the double kill. +2/+2 up to 16. And Mouse, they'll claim the tier 2 tower in the mid as well. starting to reclaim some of that momentum and lead that Planet Dog got earlier in the game.
These fights are starting to become more and more hectic. Like, the teams are not necessarily making the perfect plays. You can see, like, before, as Tsunami mentioned, when the Queen wasn't alive and they wanted to take the fight anyway, thinking that they had enough damage to be able to kill, and they were just mistaken this time around, just being out of position, maybe not communicating properly to the team where everybody is. So they just get more heroes picked off.
I mean, look at this as well. They know that they can stick around, force out the fortification, no chaotic offering. Or they themselves, they do have Echo Slam back up. You gotta remember as well, once Thug, you want to turn and help his teammate out. MT is what's going on. The Mouse when they get back in, they do have that Blink Echo. They're getting very close to each other. They'll just throw back the Fisher to block them off. Not wanting to take a fight in that position, and that will be enough to get MNT back to safety. Probably looks a bit with the frame sap. It's got more than enough health to stay alive in this situation. But we've got to consider the fact that once Thug has that BKB at what looks to be a great timing, that limits a lot of what Planet Dog can actually do to stop this TA going ham after the initial ults are dropped.
Yeah, Thug's definitely going to become a problem. I mean, TA usually does become a problem at some stage just because of her ability to flash farm, and she scales like purely physical damage, which is in some cases harder to itemize against.
You have a lot of really good halberd builders though.
You do. That's
yeah,
true.
That's true.
Night Stalker and hell even Tidehunter would not even care about going for it.
I think that this game, I think the Night Stalker probably would make it first, but he's going for the Solar Crest right now. And he's letting Swift Ending just go straight into the BKB, so he'll be able to just stick to whatever target he wants. I think that TA actually kind of suffers a bit against Lycan if you don't have the control for the Lycan. Because if Lycan gets in your face and he has wolves out, your refraction gets eaten through pretty fast. Especially when you have like that Mask of Madness attack speed and the extra armor from the armament toggle and stuff like that. I think it's not necessarily the best matchup in the world for a TA, but I guess if anyone can make it work, it'll probably be Thug.
Which at least, I mean, God, Bane isn't very reliable, but I think that if he get first down a Lycan and expand that first Shaker gets his combo off.
Yeah. If he gets like echoed or something, I agree.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Planet Dog claim themselves another tier 2 immediately with the smoke as well as they head up towards the top lane. Can they catch any of the members of Mouse out? Spartan in a bit of a cheeky position, but he's quick with the TP out, drops the ward, gets himself out back to safety. They'll continue to move up towards the top. They may find Skylar. Looks like they're hovering back down towards the bottom. They realise that this push has ended from Mouse up top. See if they can get anyone coming out of the base. Drop down the ward. See what they can see. Dara now will be in range of it, so they now get the confirmation that they're back. There'll be a scan from Mousesports. It does hit. They know the Planet Dog are waiting for them outside of the base, and straight up, there's the D ward. And if they're hovering there, there's every eventuality that they've got that vision down, waiting to make a play, and Mousesports take it away from them.
Even after like that disastrous Roche fight, Mouse are hanging on to this game.
They're pretty much recovered from that.
Yeah, they really have. It's only a 1k net worth difference, doesn't really mean anything at this point.
But 33 is starting to get some items now.
Sure, and we saw what happened when he did so in that previous Tide performance.
He can't really go refresher this game though, because he's bought Tranquil Boots.
Yeah, and no Midas either.
Yeah, if he's gonna go that path, he needs to buy like the Midas now and wait for everything else. But
blinking out at just the right time. Game sense kicking in.
That is serious game stuff.
Yeah.
That creep wave was not dead.
Making sure not to be caught out by that smoke Bane TA movement. Top lane Mouse, creep wave round. Tier 2, it's down a third of its life. We'll see how hard they want to go in upon it and give indeed Planet Dog look to defend the tier 2. DD Rune at the availability. Roshan to be up very, very shortly. So there's the every chance the Mouse do wait until the Aegis. Swift Ending coming forward though. They are eyeing him up. In fact, they're going to start throwing spells out. Fisher's there, jump forward from Tug, trying to bring him down. The BKB comes out as well as the Solar Crest laid down upon him. He goes for the Fiend's Grip. The Global Silence is there in return. The Chaotic Offering comes out in time to stop MNT channeling the full Fiend's Grip. He throws his body in. He says, take me, let my team live. But they're on the chase of Tug. Skylar comes in with the Echo Slam, but it's 33 getting the top drop there with the Ravage into the Sonic Wave. Mousesports, they've lost 3, they've lost 4 as the side of Planet Dog. The control from 33 coming in just at the perfect moment after Mousesports have blown their big ultimates. They've thrown down the Echo Slam, and he's there to secure that fantastic setup for the Sonic Wave.
Jeez.
And that is Roche back up. That is the dream for Planet Dog.
So earlier today we were talking about, during a draft, about the Earthshaker vs. Tide matchup. And how it feels really bad to play Earthshaker in a Tide, because as soon as you echo, most of the time you're gonna get ravaged. I mean, the thing is, 33 didn't even have a blink. He just casually waltzed in the middle of all of them and got the ravage off.
He could have gotten it much earlier also. He was waiting until the Echo Slam came out. He was just like, oh, how nice of you to join me. And then all of a sudden the rest of the Mousesports were congregating on the slam targets, but really you were just grouping up for a ravage.
Yeah.
Such a painful series of events there for Mouse. Straight up off the back of that fight, and Roche, you're looking at a 5k lead. Once again, Planet Dog finding that advantage. And, you know, suddenly the Thugs TA that was setting away at the top, the gap has been closed thanks to that. Swift Ending getting a lot of money and fortune out of that team fight. He's on his way towards the AC next. He's got cheese in his pocket, ready to go. It's going to be, of course, the Aegis in the hands of Kaiser. Working on that. Shiva's Guard is his next item, which is going to do a whole world of good against this TA.
Yeah, I like the choice of going for the armor. I think the big thing for Mouse is that they really need to make sure that they have someone on the team that can stop the Tide from doing something. Because if you have an Echo Silver Edge carrier, honestly, I wouldn't even hate it if Thug bought it. Like, just someone needs to be able to disable Kraken so they can deal with 33. They don't really have a tremendous amount of lockdown, but I think with the global silence and a Silver Edge, they could probably still kill the Tide within that time.
And you have to fade Soul Reaping.
But it's gonna ruin them in fights.
Yeah.
Because there's only ever really gonna be one BKB.
I don't know.
I mean, we've seen it, but it doesn't really feel like a game-winning choice to buy a BKB in a lot of cases. I think one of the other games we saw it in was actually when Mouz played against PL.
Oh yeah.
And he bought the BKB to prevent the Diffusal Mana Burn.
That's right.
And also to prevent Mjolnir from getting purged. But yeah, normally you don't see that. But that's why the Tide is such a value pick here, right? Because just the lack of BKB buyers on Mouse.
Well, ult's up. And Planet Dog ready to go for the moves. J4 have is dispelled. MNC tries for the TP out.
Oh.
Now will bait out at least a chaotic offering drop. So that is the golem down. Just for the bait.
Dire's top tower is under
Oh wait, no,
attack.
never mind. You don't have a creeper. No, they can push.
We'll be back in 20 seconds, the Bane. Skylark teasing around with the top lane, does back up. As he realizes he is going to be needed for this, but it's so hard for them to fight with that Ravage and Sonic Wave. Still, that is a huge amount of potential in these fights, as we've seen ripping through Mouse's lineup. Do their best to try and slow this down, but so how do you fight into this Tide?
That's really the question, isn't it? How do you fight into this?
33 is like never out of position. It's not so much he gets into position very well, but he also is never out of position that you can like take advantage and be like, oh, wait, Tide's like off farming the jungle, or Tide's like much further behind the rest of his team. He's always in the right place at the right time.
The top fight was a bit of a gift box for him though, because the way the fight started, the Phoenix Grip was used pretty much right away, then the Shapeshift and the BKB was popped by Swift Ending, and they just walked and killed the Bane straight up. And then the TA BKB'd and had to run.
Yeah.
That's like the worst feeling, is when you have a 10-second BKB, you hit it and then you run away.
Yeah.
You're not like using the uptime of your magic immunity to deal damage or anything like that. You just say, oh god, this fight is not going well for us. We just have to be on full retreat. So what happens is he's able to get into a good position because no one is pressuring him. He just gets to waltz in and say, oh yeah, I'm standing in the middle of your entire team. You have...
If Bane could get a Nightmare on Tide, that could be incredibly valuable.
Yeah. Because then someone either has to wake him up, or you're just down a Ravage for however many seconds.
For the tier 2 for tier 2 trade, Thug will have to head back and join the rest of his team though very shortly, as Planet Dog, they're heading up to the high ground. Jump forward from Skylark, tries to get the Fisher to slow things down. Certainly will do so for a bit of time. Thug continuing on forward. Has that TP ready to go. We'll see if he wants to see, just try and get as much as he can done off the back of this. And that looks to be the case. He starts to tickle with the tower. The rest of the team keeping control of them. Thug, yeah, he's about sticking around. Is he going to head back?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Dire goes on high ground. Until then, he's just tight.
So they do hold off the push. There's the TP down. Coming now, nice wall placement as well, just to spot out any sort of reaction like that. In the trap. And he's very close to that MKB, which of course absolutely necessary in this game with the Solar Crest. He needs that true strike and Dog actually did already blink, so just TP's out straight underneath the nose of the Night Stalker.
I like the MKB on the TA as well, but he also needs like a butterfly. And he might even need like an AC too, just because, again, the Lycan, if he gets in your face, it can feel very hard to like stand your ground and actually fight.
Lycan's own Assault Caress just 500 gold away.
Now I guess the real question is, does he go back for Basher or does he go for something else? I think Abyssal's fairly common.
Yeah, I don't really think there are any other...
Halberd is still okay.
Halberd's still okay. Technically, Necro is also pretty good against TA.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Basher is less likely than Halberd.
I guess Halberd's more of a guaranteed effect than a Basher, which can be a little bit luck-based.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, again, Mouse leaving some back at home to hold the fort, whilst the rest of them continue to try and take objectives elsewhere on the map. They do get the tier 2 tower. 33's there. Quick backup from Mouse as well. As already the movements coming in from Planet Dog, heading straight up towards that top lane. So could catch anyone. MNT's already TP'd out. Skylark and Thug look to be safe as well as they head into the tree line. They do scan it out just in case Milan had the chance of catching anyone out.
That was a bit of a play. Milan scouted out the same area that far more ground.
I think either way, there were two. It was hard for them to close the gap.
At most, you would have been able to cancel.
Nah.
Classic Spartan.
And that is your AC complete for Swift. Things really starting to come together massively for Planet Dog. But Mouse, considering the fact that they are slightly behind in net worth, is still, finding these moves to get those objectives done. So both teams without the tier 2s. But both sides yet to be able to take a tier 3. And that's going to really be the next big thing. Getting that map control, taking those shrines away, securing the next Roche once it's up. We'll see when that's going to be in just under a minute.
I think that's sucker. He's Agnes. Oh, he's not going. Oh, he's going for the helmet.
Get the helmet.
Okay, that's fine also. But either way, he needs to be fucked because, like, right now, I think more time than he should.
I think he's just more of, he's got his Solar Crest right now, he's got the gems, so he's just walking around maybe doing a little bit of dewarding and saying, okay, if I run into anybody, information gathered at least, it's pretty hard for Mouse to kill him unless they're committing like 2-3 heroes. And that's just more space for Kaiser and Swift Ending to continue getting their own farm. Oh, interesting choice. He's actually 33 is going for Yules.
Global's actually popped it, as they were a little bit worried potentially of a turnaround coming away, I imagine. But still, Skylark, he is going to be left to deal with a whole lot of pain as he loses his life. They committed Chaotic, Mouse committed the Global.
Hell happened down there?
I think the Shaker like blink echoed, tried to combo into a kill. Unfortunately, didn't quite pay off.
Can't help right now.
He's got that.
Oh, that's right.
And BKB very close to being completed.
He's got his bottle in his backpack, or no, his veil. Okay, never mind. He swapped them. He had his bottle in his inventory and his veil in his backpack. That was kind of weird. I guess for efficiency's sake, you could use the bottle charges.
Rules on Tidehunter.
It's definitely interesting. I thought if you're gonna go that route, wouldn't you just want to buy Lotus?
So maybe he wants like a super cheap channel breaker for Fiend. So he's like, I don't need to spend Ravage.
That's true, actually.
You don't need to spend Chaotic
That could be
Offering.
the case.
I'm just gonna use that dude.
I mean, the Queen already has her Yules too, but I guess you kind of want it for yourself
She
as
wants
Queen.
a defensive way. Tidehunter, he can use it.
Yeah, that's.
Spartan being observed by the Wolves. Both got a pet. Their invisible friend.
You ever had a...
Nah.
I feel like he still has one.
Isn't that right, Johnny?
Yeah, it just never went away. Well, we wouldn't be able to hear it talk. Only you would be able to hear it talk.
You heard him talk? He's real! Top lane, here we go. Mid lane, I mean. There's Verno jumped on, and he has not got a help in a head. He's down for 70 seconds.
He's got a buyback.
He does have a buyback. Can they force it out? That's the question.
Go into the Roche pit.
That would be the
Oh
best
my
way.
god,
And
it's
look
gonna
at the
spawn.
timing.
It's gonna spawn.
Well, I mean, it's like one of the latest times.
Yeah. I just mean it's still fortuitous that you find a kill on a hero like Venno.
That's true.
And it's going to be up as soon as you kill him. Of course, Mouz will know this too. But.
See how much he does get away with. He's playing it so safe though. He really doesn't want to get caught. Backing up, and indeed there we have it. Cheese picked up by the Tide, Aegis into the hands of Kaiser.
After that one mid-tier 2 fight, playing Dog, I feel like, okay. So if all 5 of our heroes are up, we're not getting that little vertical dip ever again.
Yeah, that was optimism at its finest, I think is how we can describe that fight. But like you mentioned, it's been pretty well executed. That top fight was a thing of beauty. Everything went more or less perfectly.
Yeah.
And it was a really important fight too because it was 2 10-second BKBs, one from each side. Like that kind of thing for a TA playing into a Ravage, which might eventually become 2 Ravages, the Queen of Pain and the good old Crippling Fear.
Smoke up behind Thug here, trying to bait some action from Planet Dog. They are not interested. They themselves, the opposite half of the map.
I respect that move. Enemy team has Aegis, and if you think you can take a fight into it, that's very confident.
And they know that Ravage is still down for 30 seconds. That's what they were trying to play around, but it's not going to happen. I assume they all have TPs like good little boys. Well, 20 seconds on TAs.
Yeah, but Venno needs to go back and start planting.
They've got TPs on the rest of them, and indeed, they're already backing up. They'll leave Thug here, keep putting the pressure on. But this, you know, this would be the big catch if they can punish the TA for this sort of play. And already, 3 of them making their way back up to the top lane. J4 Milan, as well as Kaiser. Can they catch Mouse? MNT, he'll be safe. Thug, how safe is he going to play it? He's got to be careful. They've got the Yule set up. Can he get his way out of this one? He pops the BKB and the TP. But the Chaotic Offering stun comes out through the Magic Immunity. Thug in a whole world of trouble. He's been left behind. He'll be taken down. And they'll punish the TA. Punish Thug for that sort of play, that split push that he's trying to get away with. Bottom lane coming in. Nice Fisher to make sure that the Ravage doesn't come off. Catching these 2 out. So Skarlock and Madara get themselves back up to safety. But with the TA off the map, Planet Dog know that they can try and go for these pushes. They still have the Ravage. They could try and force it out. That buyback.
You ever play CS, either of you?
Not that much.
Not that much.
All right, so that felt like the moment where like you're watching a corner for like 10 minutes, and then finally when you go out the corner, they shoot you in the head. TA was the last person thing. That was the worst case scenario.
Oh, Madara. He gets forced out. He tried to force himself back in, but he can't quite do it. He's with Glimmer Cape. Can they actually keep this man alive? The Urn's hitting him. It's not enough. Madara's down for 70.
Oh, he doesn't have buyback. Oh, God.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it now.
Oh, okay, he has it now.
Just had enough gold. He was on the verge of not having it.
I was about to say, that's disastrous.
There we have buyback coming out from the Vedo. There's the jump forward, Skylark. And that Echo. He's holding on to it for now. They do have Poison Nova as well here. Swift Ending. That's that BKB on cooldown. Still has the cheese though to swallow. Fiend's Grip, he's not going to get the chance to do it. They force him out of range. Can they kill it with that Fiend's Grip damage? They can't. Swift Ending survives. And he'll be fine. There goes the cheese. Straight down the throat. Back up to full health and full mana. But they do hold. Did cost them the Veno buyback, but they managed to protect Thugs.
If they
did not need to use it.
If they can take the fight now with the use of the Aegis on the Queen, with no buyback.
What's the time on KeyArena?
Still quite a
50
while.
seconds. Yeah, it's a little while. Even just getting the tier 3 is a big deal.
15k gold lead now.
Went for the cheeky 4-staff play.
33. Make a big play for 4-staff goal.
Quick fish in the gale. Any sort of harassment they can cheaply throw out without endangering their own lives to slow this down. Swift Ending's back up. Does get cursed. And the next time, they've got a Fiend's Grip for 40 seconds. Kaiser actually jumping in incredibly aggressively, asserting their dominance around this bottom rank. Skylark pops out the Fisher, gets himself out just in time with the Glimmer Cape and the Blink Dagger. But it's already too late on this bottom lane. The melee racks as well as the range taken down. Planet Dog get what they came for, and Mouse unable to make them pay. Mid lane, Thug was there, putting on a bit of split push pressure, did do quite a bit to this tier 3 tower. And that at this point really seems like the best point of call for Mouse to get themselves back in. They have to try and outmaneuver this group up and go of Planet Dog, but it's proving to be so hard with the lead that Planet Dog have on their cause.
Yeah, I thought they might go for some kind of TP cancel play and let Thug potentially go for the mid racks and just get a trade. But the danger of doing that is when you cancel the TPs, you just might die. And if, for example, Madara was one of the heroes who died and he didn't have buyback, then there's a chance that you just get counter racks and maybe even make it at that point. So it's a hard decision for Mouse to make, you know, deciding if they want to try to chase that out. And again, 33, he walks into the tree line, he makes Skylark pretty much use his spells and then blink away, which means that if he can't blink in, he has no echo, and the 12 seconds it takes for the blink dagger to come off cooldown, the racks are just dead. So even though that blink looked really weird, and the Tidehunter walking forward, it was like an aggressive play, it was just posturing because they knew that the TA was mid, and that Thug hadn't TP'd back to base, so they were just able to claim the racks.
To be fair, that was pretty, like, optimistic Skylark, because Darkness was off cooldown, and Night Stalker is almost certainly going to use out, and he will probably also use Hunt. Yeah, that was definitely the intention. That we're kind of sacrificing this, but hopefully
worthy trip.
Yeah, I think that Skylark, because he went for the Glimmer Cape, he kind of has to be closer. He doesn't have a 4-staff.
Yeah.
So he can't stand, you know, super far away.
I was going for Yules. He been getting Crippling Fear or something?
I don't think
I mean,
so.
he's had that queued up for a long time. You know, his game has really slowed down. He's not had the chance to get any sort of farm, it feels.
I mean, I guess what he can do is he can, like, Echo Slam and then immediately Yules it.
Yeah.
But then Ravage is still going to come. I don't know. I think 4-staff is better interest.
I'm always a fan of the old 4-staff on Shaker. Increasing your initiation range on that hero is never going to be a bad thing.
And they've got that extra cheese on Swift once again.
Whatever happened to 8? I thought the new Aetherlands would be super.
Ah, the quickening.
Well, your base int and base mana regen have to be good for a percentage to really matter.
That's true.
And I think it's only 50, isn't it? Or is it more? But yeah, the plus the change. No, it's actually 100.
Oh, yeah,
Same. It's a void stone. Yeah, duh. Has to be 100. But yeah, the fissure cast range that they replace with the respawn talent kind of also makes up for it. So if you feel like you want the Ether Lens cast range, the fissure range is 350. So it's like massive. Although this game you might consider just getting echo damage because your team is behind. I mean, that's assuming
they need every bit of damage they can get.
That's assuming he hits 20. By the way, he went movement speed instead of 50 damage. You do not see that very often.
kind of depends on when he hit 19. I imagine
He did only just hit it.
Yeah, he just now hit it. Damage isn't good enough for that. TA is good enough at clearing creep waves. Venom is good enough at clearing creep waves. I think at this point, you're just saying that increase your range. Technically. Stunt.
Yeah, I suppose. I've been watching too many NA shakers, I guess. I'm used to the treads 50 damage shaker, like every game.
Mjolnir, Queen of Pain.
Oh, he's already 25? Oh, man.
This is where the fun begins.
I thought it was one step ahead. Wow, okay.
Smokes up. Ready to go down on the bottom lane. Mouse cannot allow themselves to get caught out. Spartan on the front lines here. Quick force back. Isaac gets the Shadow Strike connection, but the Glimmer Cave's there. MNT holding back the quad with the Nightmare. Mouse just backing off. Then he has a DD. There's the Red. Gets all 5 of them. The Chaotic Offering connects onto 3. The Sonic Wave as well. They'll buy back on the Shaker, but they've lost 2 Thug. Trying to get himself back to safety. Will survive. No buyback though on the Bane. No buyback on the Silencer. They have used all their ultimates for this Planet Dog. Can the remaining 3 of Mousesports force them back? They move towards the mid lane. Kaiser hitting into the tier 3. Madara did put the poison over Thug. What can he do in terms of getting them off his base? The fortification comes out, throwing out the fishes. They will buy time for Silencer and Bane to get back into the game. Looking towards Kaiser, but the Super Crest on he has so much survivability. The disarms there on the TA. He's forced back. They're trying to keep him alive. Gets the blink off thanks to the refraction. Madara surrounded, throws back with the Gale, but they've lost the Veno. There's no buyback on him for 90 seconds. They have the Silencer and the Bane back, but the mid-racks have fallen. 1 lane left, standing up for Mouse. Skylar's coming forward, he jumps in with the Echo, the Global as well. They need to get kills out of this. The Fiend Script is there, but immediately cancelled by the Yules. MNT chased down as Kaiser jumps forward. He's looking for the bigger kills, getting Skylark. Thug trying to turn, bringing Kaiser down low, but he can't quite finish off the kill. He BKBs, refractions, trying to back away. Turns back towards them, but they've been mega creep. Planet Dog, they've done the damage. 33 jumps in with the Anchor Smash. They'll buy back on the TA, doing everything to try and hold in on this one. Jump forward, looking for the potentially easier kills, but Milan, he's too tanky. He survives. Thug forced back. Kaiser jumps in, though the Fatal Bond's doing work. Thug's going to go down. It's a dieback. It's GG. Game over. Planet Dog are your successors here in the EU qualifiers as they will move on to the TI in Seattle. As it's the end of the road for Mousesports. They just didn't quite have it in them, and Planet Dog, they've blown us all away from the group stages to the playoffs, and with this 3-1 victory, they look phenomenal, and we're going to get ourselves some 33 at the main place in TI. That's got to be pretty damn high.
33 Tidehunter, man.
33.